Okay, now coming back to the presentation. So this is basically transformation leadership, like I explained. Now, transformational leadership as such is a very large construct, and we'll probably have to spend too much time to be able to do justice to this. So what I'll do is I'll just stick to more of situational leadership, and then get into transformational later. Okay. Now look at this. What we are expecting from transactional leadership and transformational leadership usually ends up uh, failing in most organizations in today's date. Reason being, because the changes are happening at an extremely dynamic pace. So there are dynamic team structures. There is no, earlier there used to be things like forming, storming, norming, and things to that effect that people used to talk about. Now that is not necessarily happening in most organizations. And initially, when I can assure you, about 4 or 5 years back, if I were to have done this session, I would have stuck to that forming, storming, norming, and I would have argued as much as I could to say that this is something which happens and this is something which is there. But fortunately or unfortunately, sorry, fortunately, not unfortunately, I have experienced through the workshops that I've conducted, and the participants themselves have told me, Rohit, this is theoretically probably correct, but it is not happening, and that is the reason I have created this slide and I've put this over here. Now you can absolutely disagree with me. You can post your comments. I would love to have a dialogue with you on this and try and understand if this makes any sense. So why the forming is not happening? The forming, according to this particular model, is a stage wherein the number of people who are supposed to be part of a particular team have come together, and now they are formed. That usually doesn't happen. Maybe we have project kickoffs and we do things to that effect. We have a lot of those internal meetings wherein we say, okay, fine, now we are a team, let's start working on this. Or your client might say, okay, fine, ramp up a particular this thing, a particular team or a department for with 100 associates. But the point remains, there is so much of dynamism. So many people are leaving, so many people are joining. Some of them have already got, when they take an offer letter also today's date, some of them already have plans to maybe move out or do something to that effect. So they don't necessarily start participating in group functions. They stay away. Subconsciously they are still away, even though they might physically be there. So they will not participate in the next stage, which is the storming. So even though I say sure over there, so yes, storming happens for sure, but it does not happen wherein everybody is participating. There are a lot of people who already become passengers from day one, right? Okay, so that storming is happening. The norming, yes, to a certain extent, the norming would also happen basis how many people would stick around. Well, let me take 2, 3 different examples over here, and let me try and get my sketch pad also involved so that I can draw a few things for you. But I'm not sure how this will look on the uh, live stream. I've never done that before. Okay. What I basically want to do is I want to show you some examples from the other workshops that I've done. So that I can, or what I'll basically do is I think I'll just straight away draw something in place of showing you some other examples, and let's see if this works. Okay. Yeah, so that is a fair enough, and I hope we can see this now. Within my sharing, I would have to go to the untitled paint. I don't know why this jumps around so much when you're trying to. So there are certain things which Google does extremely great, then they are extremely hyperactive. The guys at Google, yeah, they have too much coffee, it seems. Okay, and so are their applications. Okay, so what I basically want to show you is a situation wherein a certain project has been kicked off, right? So you have a project kickoff meeting which is happening. You have few things on the agenda. There are teams which have gathered, or whichever. There's a large project. Say, 100 people are involved. You might have some kind of a some kind of a Gantt chart or some kind of project plan, which will say something to the effect that this is say month 1, this is month 2, this is month 3, and who all are getting involved. This is your employee 1 down to say employee 100 over here, and all of them are getting involved at different stages. So let's say in month 1 there are only employees 1 to 20 who are getting involved. So that is your maybe initial core team. So 20 people are involved. These 20 people might be from say 5 different departments. So 20 by 5 kind of this thing, they got involved over here. Now while this breakup happens, right, whenever this there is some kind of a breakout meeting happening, there is you get involved and you say this particular projects, this particular stage is done, so we are passing on the baton to the next team, or the let me again take an example. Let's say this is an appraisal cycle happening, and for a large organization, 100 resources getting involved in the appraisal cycle might be rare, but presume you're doing everything manually, right? So you might have 20 people from HR who might get involved initially, wherein you say, okay, fine, these are the folks who need to be appraised, these are the kind of ratings that we want, these are the kind of financial linkages that we want from those ratings, these are the kind of or these are the policies that we need to review before we kind of get into this appraisal or things to that effect. The next team that could get involved would probably be the finance team. So once you are done with whatever you are doing, then you get the finance folks involved, and you say, dear sirs, here are whatever ratings that we have gathered from operations and other things, and our recommendations, whatever that meant. Okay, sorry. Nobody listens to HR's recommendations during appraisals. So whichever way. So so the finance folks say, okay, fine. So this is okay, and this last one is going for the CEO. So they also kind of go ahead and take some inputs over here. Now in this entire thing, think about a person who's sitting on top, your CEO or your MD, and what is the situation that they are going through. At each and every stage, they have to manage different kind of people. So the situation that is present here in this blue box that I have is different from the situation that is present here in the yellow box that I have. These can be two very different situations, and let me build upon that. The situation in the blue box could be, one second, let me check if this is getting recorded properly, otherwise I'll have to redo everything.